Take your best shot.
What is going on, guys and gals? Happy Thursday. Welcome to Good Rule Hunting and welcome to our first ever Horror RankAthon. What is that going to be, man? That's going to be a series of freaking horror rankings, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing it because these are going to be smaller scale rankings. Nothing too crazy. We're not ranking franchises or anything here, but we're going to just kind of dig in. We got a few fun topics to hit tonight. You guys provided us a couple ideas, so we're just going to run through those and just hang out and, just hanging out with you lovely peeps tonight. Birdie, how you doing tonight?
Man, dude, I am doing freaking trinormous, man. Throwing out made up words already, man. But I'm doing good, man. Happy for some of the members of our community today. Got some real good news from a friend of ours. So that's doing great. Tomorrow I get to acknowledge our tribal chief Roman Reigns on a live episode of SmackDown in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I will be going to that event. Just a good man.
Yeah, dude, going to be freaking great, man. Epic Thursday, kicking off a good weekend. At least, for some of us, and for others, the weekend will kick off tomorrow. That's okay. It doesn't matter, because we're still close to the weekend and we're ready to party. It's Thirsty Thursday at the very least. And tonight, it's just going to be a good time.
But man, did you hear the bullshit news that the weekend no longer wants to be the weekend? So what are they supposed to be now? The weekday?
What are you talking about? What is this? What news is this, Brady?
Are you talking about you remember the singer and all that? That's the weekend.
Oh yeah, the weekend. He doesn't want to be the weekend.
He doesn't want to be the weekend anymore. Which what an idiot, man! Like, what does he want to be? The weekday?
Yeah, the weekend's the best, man. You can't say that you're not the best when you're the weekend.
Yeah, man, what the idiot, man. But you know what? I'll tell you who are not idiots. It's our lovely people in the chat. So let's freaking get to them. We'll get to our Patreon card and we'll freaking start ranking these sons of bitches. So here we go. First off, we have I'll see two new people in the chat, so let's get to them. Mr. 187 Ninja, that's a ninja emoji, saying can't wait. You know what? We can't wait for you to be a part of our chat. Welcome to Good Real Hunting, and everybody, please make Mr. 187 Ninja feel welcome.
Yeah, welcome to the party, man. Glad to have you here, Mr. Scarface.
Yeah, say hello to our little friend. And then Good Real Hunting, we don't know who those hats are. And yes, they bring up a good point, actually. If you have a ranking topic for a future Rankathon episode, or if it's a really good ranking video, we'll actually do an actual pre-recorded video on it. Let us know in the chat or in the comment section. Just let us know so we can do that for you.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Fuck yeah. It's going to be epic.
Hell yeah, man. You got your AJ. How you doing, man? We got Killer in the house. What's going on, Mel, from My Killer Podcast?
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, we got the Hatchet Boys to free our soul as we get lost in the rock and roll, let drift away.
Ba-da-dum-boom.
And then we got Ashton. What's going on, my friend? We got Gory Tiger in the house. And our other new person to Good Real Hunting of Hat She Put 63. What's going on? Welcome to Good Real Hunting. Everybody, please make Hat She Put 63 feel welcome to the channel.
It could be Hats He Put 63. You never know. It's up for interpretation. It's plural. It could be plural hats. It could be plural. There could be more than one hat. You never know.
Plural. You know what? Yeah. If you or he, I apologize.
But it could be she too. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's fine.
It don't matter anyway. We're glad to have you. So, sorry, my phone went off. The Chiefs schedule got released, but I'll save that for later. Brother Fluff, whoever came up with the horror vehicles one is a genius. Yeah, man. I did put a poll in the chat to see which one are y'all the most excited to see that we rank tonight, and we're going to save that one for the main event. So be sure to vote to see which one you want to see as the main event.
Yeah,
And
hell
then we
yeah.
got Maddie Baker. What's going on? We got Atanis. Who else we got in here? Y'all are just booming right now. Okay, Brad, remember this one. I'm not sure if you want to write these down or me. The Chucky kills. That would be an excellent idea to do for a future pre-recorded video when we do a Child's Play series.
Yeah, man. Hey, Brett, do me a favor and make sure your mic's flipped on to the right one. It might, again, my headphones have been funky. I think it's
I
just
think this time it's the headphone issue with, or
well, make sure you have the correct mic selected on StreamYard.
Oh, it's
I could,
oh, you know what? Good point.
it
No,
might be
it's on the Yeti.
okay. Perfect. That's my fault. My
Okay,
headphones.
no.
I've got this weird echo thing going on, but that is not you.
Oh no,
All
you're
right.
okay, man. You're okay. Get to hear me twice now, so that's excellent. So I get to
I've listened to the
you
one in the
twice.
middle.
Brother Flood, or God, I apologize. Nick from the movie ranker. What's going on, my friend? You'll be on our channel in 2 weeks' time for Friday the 13th Part 8 watch party, which we're excited to have Nick back on the channel, man. It's been such a long time.
Yeah, dude. Punk, man. That's gonna be a fun night.
And then Chris Snyder, what's going on, my friend? And then I am a woman and a queen. We apologize, Your Majesty.
Welcome. It's hat she put, Brett. Hat she put.
That's
Told
what
you
I
one
said
hat.
first.
There's only one hat. There's only one
God.
hat.
Anyways, Mega Cat, what's going on, man? Said, what the fuck is going on here? I have no idea at this point, so I'm just going to keep things moving along here. Let's see here. Yeah, Nick, and I'll contact you after this stream just to send you a message with a date to see if it's good with you, my friend.
Yeah, hell yeah. Sounds good.
So, and okay, so let's freaking just dive into freaking business here by mentioning our real hunters. These are our Patreons. They are the official backbone of this channel. So if they ever need, if we ever need someone to kind of hide a dead body or anything, they can help us out. Just kidding. We don't promote that here. But what they do for us is just help make the channel run, pay for things like StreamYard and Canva, or for whatever we need to help this channel grow. And so we thank our Patreons so much. So if you all want to support the channel, the Patreon link is in the description down below. Select the link, select the tier. Any tier will do, so you all could be real hunters today. And just in case if you're scared of being a Patreon, we also have YouTube memberships available as well, along with our brand new member of Happy Sanjo, man. Dude, I'm so happy that Sanjo is here as a real hunter on the YouTube membership. As low as 99 cents, you can have access to cool badges, use cool ass emojis. We also got other tiers available, so you all can be real hunters today.
Yeah, dude. And if you can't do that, just being here, liking the video, doing that, sharing it, comment, all this stuff is free. It's easy. It helps us out immensely. So much appreciated for all that stuff as well.
Absolutely. So, Brad, without further ado, okay, Nick, thank you. Saying my mic sounds good. Good. Yeah, just let us know wherever screwing up something. Just let us know, man. So, let's see here. All right, man. Brad, what do you want to start off with?
I got some weird ass shit on some of these lists, man. I don't care, man. Why don't you pick us out one?
Okay. Actually, let me check the poll real quick, see how that's going right now. Yeah, we can still get a couple of votes in on that, so I'll wait just a bit longer for that. So, what do I want to do? You know what? Let's go with one of my ideas with the horror weapons, man. These are going to be our top 5 horror weapons in the horror movies. That could be just like a popular item or a particular item that belongs to a hero or a villain. So we're just going to have fun with this, man. So, Brad, I'll let you start first. What's your number 5?
Yeah, dude, I didn't save any honorable mentions for this one, but number 5 for me is a lawnmower, dude. Honestly, it hasn't been used a lot. I could think of 2 off the top of my head, one being Leprechaun 2 and the other one being Sinister. But that one in Sinister made it stand out so much that it's one of those kills that you never forget. It's something that sticks in your mind. It's so effective. It's crazy. It's never going anywhere. It still makes me scared every time I watch the movie. I've seen that movie I don't know how many, 15 times at least, maybe 20. I don't know. But that scene still gets me. It's very effective. So for as effective as that kill was, it's already getting in the top 5 for weapons.
And dude, it's such a unique weapon too in the horror genre too. So I knew that I could count on you to come out with a banger already, because my list is pretty much generic as hell, with except for maybe one. So my number 5, we gotta go with the freaking chainsaw, man. And by chainsaw, I mean either from our good boy Leatherface with his iconic chainsaw and all of his freaking slicing and dicing, and also guy cannot forget to mention the hand beyond hands, the freaking chainsaw hand for Mr. Ash Williams, dude. One groovy weapon.
Yeah, dude, for sure. It's crazy. It's very effective. Fluff's at number 1, the teeth and the movie Teeth. I actually thought about putting that on my list because that's super super creative. Number 4 for me, we're going basic, man. We're going kitchen knife. You know what I mean? There's nothing too crazy about it. It's a very simple weapon. But it's one of those that's always it's scary. You know, there's a reason why all the killers, Michael Myers and you know, everybody else uses a knife, Ghostface, instead of a gun, because it's just scarier. You know what I mean? It's just, there's something personal about it. So I like it a lot. It's effective. Everybody has them. They're laying around in every kitchen in the world. So yeah, it's not like it's hard to find. So yeah, it's a classic. It's tried and true. It's kind of boring, but it's coming in at number 4.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, that's not a boring pick at all. So you might even get to hear me mention it possibly. But Heather brings up a good point, which first off, Heather, how are you doing? I get to acknowledge our tribal chief tomorrow. So gonna get the ones up. Golden Chainsaw from Sharknado 3. Yeah, absolutely Sharknado 3 with the golden chainsaw. And Mega Cat brings up a good one of just with your freaking bare hands, man. Like, there's nothing more brutal and personal than bare hands.
I agree. That's also true. That's a good point.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So my number 4 is going to be the reverse fly trap from freaking the Saw franchise, man. Definitely one of the more iconic weapons in the horror genre. Once you see it, you know immediately what movie it belongs to and what freaking psychopath uses it. And we definitely know how brutal that trap is. Unfortunately, we had to have to wait freaking 7 movies in order to finally see its full effectiveness with the cotton candy blood, but still damn effective. So my number 4 is the reverse bear trap. Well, no, reverse fly trap, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, that's a doozy, man. That's a good freaking that's a good weapon for sure, man. Number 3 for me is an axe. Again, basic but classic. I've always been a huge fan of the axe because you can always feel the impact of it, man. And plus it looks cool as shit. Look at Brett right behind him. There's 2 posters with an axe wielding final girl right there, man. Freaking slaying fools with axes. It's one of those things that just looks cool, but it's super effective, man. Like, not to mention, okay, Jack Torrance is a big reason for this being on the list, because him running around that damn hot hotel with that axe, busting down doors and shit, it's scary as shit. It's very effective, but also when the axe is effectively used, think in The Shining when he kills Dick, very effective. I'm going all the way back to Friday the 13th, 1980. You know, the axe kill, swinging, hitting the lights, going right in that girl's head, effective. Another good one from Friday the 13th is part 7 when our girl gets sliced. When he busts down the door, Melissa gets freaking sliced and chucked over. It just, there's something about it. The heaviness of the axe, as soon as it gets swung and hit in somebody's head, think about Jason getting hit in the head with the axe, right? Too, as well. That's effective. You can always feel that impact, that thud, that freaking, that just meeting with the head. And it's solid, man. It's scary. It's crazy. And I love it, man. It's made for some great moments in Friday the 13th and other franchises as well.
Dude, absolutely, man. And it was a part of my honorable mentions, but I knew you were going to bring up freaking Jack Torrance with the axe, so I was going to let you have that freaking privilege, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
And Nick with another good one of the original Friday the 13th with the freaking Marcy kill.
Yeah, dude, that's epic. Yeah, that's a great one.
Absolutely. So my number 3, Brad, I'm going to just go back to what you said. I said a butcher knife, but pretty much a knife in general, man. They're just freaking super easy just to get access to. So that's why it's just one of the more popular like weapons to use and just to defend yourself. especially like any generic like slasher movie too, that knife is always just lying around to defend yourself, man. Hell, even Wendy Torrance used one to defend herself with freaking Jack and all that. And of course, our boy Michael Myers with the iconic butcher knife. What's more iconic than that? If Michael does have a knife, then what are you doing? So my number 3 is the classic butcher knife.
Yeah, that's Maga said too. Yeah, that motherfucker got murked over a chocolate bar with an axe. That's another one, dude. That guy to bits, man. He laid into him. The blood was flying everywhere. He spawned a whole new murderer. I mean, he's freaking. It was crazy.
Dude, I would love a spin-off series with that dude.
Yes, and look at this too. Here's another good example. Horrorhead, Lori using an axe in H2O. A classic moment. Classic moment when she walks into the school and she's yelling Michael. She's got that damn thing in her damn hand, man. Walking in and then obviously chops off his head. I mean, that's great. It's fantastic. It's a good weapon, man. You can do a lot of crazy things, a lot of iconic scenes with that axe.
And of course, nothing like a good strangulation to get the circulation going. Freaking Chucky, man.
That's also true. I don't think I've ever seen Chucky use an axe, though.
He used one in a Seed of Chucky, but I don't blame you because Seed of Chucky.
Was it an axe or was it a hatchet? Because there's a difference.
Hatchet?
Yeah, see, dude, Chucky can't do no real axe, man. He can't do no real axe.
You never know, man. But okay, man, what's your number 2?
Number 2 for me is, dude, it's Freddy's glove. I mean, come on. I mean, there's only one of them. It's one of a kind. Nobody else is using this particular weapon like Freddy does. He's the only one. So that's cool enough. But it's also just a really cool design. Who came up with this? I mean, it's freaking genius to have your icon wearing his weapon on his hand, his damn hand. And it's just knives, but it's also very effective and very it's very recognizable. Everybody knows what that glove means. It means you're about to get fucked, one, but B, it also means Freddy's around. So I like that a lot. It's just iconic, man. And yeah, man, it's really what makes it.
Dude, absolutely, man. Great freaking pick, man. And first off, Rosie, my dear, how are you doing? Here is your rose. And man, Atana is coming in with a good freaking weapon. And that weapon is freaking David Gordon Green and Danny McBride ruined the freaking movie. What a horror movie weapon that is.
Seriously, man. Yeah, I heard the same thing. It's honest.
Yeah, which Exorcist Believer got negative reviews. You know what? Good riddance. That's all I'll say about that. Good. I want it to be bad. Well, okay, no, that's not fair. I just didn't want it, like, why? But anyways, my number 2, Brad, you're actually going to be surprised with this one because you pretty much took my number 1. So my number 2 is the machete, man, but not only just no ordinary machete, man. It's the freaking Jason Voorhees machete, the one that made the machete as popular as it is today, man. And another movie with that uses a machete is freaking Blood Rage, man, because you know that ain't not cranberry sauce. Yeah, so definitely number 2. It's just so effective for the freaking machete of how brutal you can freaking use it, man. And Jason Voorhees just telling us all the freaking brutal ways to use a machete. So my number 2 machete.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's a good pick. Number 1 for me, of course, is the chainsaw. I mean, it's the coolest. It just in general, it's had so many different uses. Obviously, Texas Chainsaw Massacre has made it iconic on its own. Like that's all it needs, and it's already freaking the scariest weapon out there. When you go to a haunted house, I don't get scared of the people walking around with fake ass knives, but the second I hear a fucking chainsaw near me, I'm sprinting out the door. Those things, this is the sound, man. It's the sound design of these things. It's not even a design. It's real. It's really what chainsaws sound like. It's scary as shit. It's not something you want to be around. When it's Halloween and you're walking around door to door and some dude freaking next door has this whole setup with a fog machine and lights and stuff like this, and you hear a chainsaw getting started up in the fucking garage, you're leaving. You're not sticking around. It's the most effective weapon. And just seeing Leatherface, this big 388-pound man, chasing your ass, sprinting at that with a chainsaw in hand, scary as shit. It's lethal. And then you go to the other side of the token, right? You got Ash Williams out there fucking killing deadites with his chainsaw, slaying them, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It's just effective, man. It's just one of the coolest weapons, and it's made a lot of movies.
Hell yeah, man, dude. That's why I even come up with this particular topic, all because of Ash Williams and all the freaking chainsaw killing he did in the Ash versus the Evil Dead series. I'm like, this is where we could do a freaking topic, man. Dadgummit, Nick. I was about to mention honorable mention too, but you beat me to the punch, man. It's the freaking power drill from Slumber Party Massacre.
Well, instead of the power drill, you can mention the power glove if you want.
Oh, fuck no. I got even a better glove than that at my number one, because my number one, as you already said, Brad, it's the freaking Freddy glove, man. Just something just so simple as a glove with freaking knives on it. Dude, I bet you that's freaking brutal when you freaking, like, Freddy gets your ass, but just like the mind games he plays with it, screeches it on metal, or
Oh, he killed that guy and Freddy's Dead just by scratching on the chalkboard.
Oh,
His
I
head
know.
blew up.
Oh, no. Stop. I hate chalkboard. Anything chalkboard, I just imagine it and it sucks. So please no chalkboard noises. My God, no, please no. No. But man, just the Freddy glove, man, it's so iconic. You know immediately who it belongs to, what franchise, the ways that it gets used, man. Just the preferred way it gets used throughout this franchise too is disturbing. So easily number one is the Freddy glove.
Yeah, power glove or the regular one though?
No. Fuck the power glove, Brad. We do not acknowledge that movie.
It's dual purpose.
No, man, that freaking Infinity Gauntlet wannabe.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't want to forget her comment real quick. Holly, how are you doing? Saying agreed. I've been chased with a chainsaw at a haunted house. Trust me, don't we all? Terrified me. Never ran so fast in my life. Oh man, I've been there, Holly.
It's awful, man. It's the one thing, dude. It's the one thing that gets me every time.
Hell yeah. And I'm seeing you guys throwing out a lot of great suggestions too. So like there's so many weapons in the horror franchise that are so damn effective.
A battery powered chainsaw. You don't want that, man. That'll die. That'll die on you.
Oh, definitely not, man. So all right, before Brad, you pick our next one, let me go ahead and delete that one real quick. Let's freaking for our patrons or anybody that wants to be a patron by the end of the night, because very soon, like possibly even tonight, maybe when we do the wheel, we're going to be doing a freaking giveaway, man. So, Brad, if you want to talk about what we're giving away with this bad boy.
Yeah, we're going to be giving away a Good Will Hunting t-shirt, man. This goes to Tier 3 patrons.
Second one ever made.
It is. I got the third one, so you're even a step ahead of me in that regard. The Tier 3 patrons, they do a part of their perks is giveaways, which we're probably gonna be doing more of those, but we're gonna be kicking it back off with this t-shirt here. But we do digital codes and we do dedicated videos and things like that every so often. So we're gonna be doing that for the t-shirt, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man.
Yeah, and it's an extra large too. Or if you just want to select it as part of your collection, just in case if we ever get lucky to hit like the extreme big time, you get the freaking have that shirt and have or your boys sign it. If it's just sell it for maybe 20K, you never know, man. Like if Baby Babies can be sold for 20K, surely a Good Will Hunting signed by your boys can be 20K in the future.
Yeah, or I mean, I would give you a chocolate bar for it.
Just forget it, Brad. You're way out of line. So yeah, if you want to do that, join Tier 3 of our Patreon by the end of tonight, because we are definitely going to do that wheel very, very soon. So let me see here. Okay, I think we're good. So Brad, if you want to pick the next ranking.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it out of the way, man. I got snow scenes. I thought it was a cool idea, but I kind of struggled finding specific scenes. So I'm not too happy with the list, but you know what? Let's just do this one, get it out of the way, and the rest of the time is going to be a good time.
Dude, Brad, that's a pretty cool idea. So, but yeah, Brother Fluff, yeah, of course, if you want to use it for a bandana, absolutely do it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's going to be epic.
Yeah, so definitely. So, Brad, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first since
you go first this time?
Sure, man. All right. Let's see here. Let's go. All right, man. This one, I'll admit, I had the hardest time. Even though I'm such a fan of like snow scenes in horror movies, I don't have a good memory of a lot of them, which is unfortunate. That means I just need to step up my winter horror movie game. So
Same.
definitely, I know what I'm going to be doing this following winter cold season is watch more cold horror movies. But the first one, these are like the 5 I just thought of immediately. So I did get lucky to think of 5. So my number 5 is the scene in The Orphan where Esther is trying to drown that kid in the middle of the ice lake.
Fuck yeah, dude! I can already tell your list is better than mine, man. Because I was sitting here, I was like, I was trying to rack my brain.
I got lucky with that one.
I thought of a lot of good snow movies, but specific scenes, I was like,
oh yeah, dude, snow movies easy to do.
Yeah, so I'm cheating a little bit with my number 5, and the only reason it's at number 5 and not higher is because it's not really a horror movie, like actually not even at all a horror movie. But this has got to be the coolest fucking kill in the snow setting, and that's going to be from Fargo. When homeboy gets thrown in the wood chipper, man, blood spewing all over the fucking snow. I mean, it's epic. It's a really cool scene visually. It's also like a what the fuck moment because it kind of comes out of nowhere. But the way the red contrast, it's the bloodiest freaking blood scene, man. The bloodiest snow scene. The way the blood contrasts with the snow, it's just like, man, that guy just got chopped the fuck up. So you know what? Somebody died. Somebody got stuck in there. I counted it for horror because I needed the number 5 and because it's one of the best snow scenes ever.
Dude, as I was researching, I saw that scene for Fargo, but I just know I haven't seen it, so I just didn't want to put it on my list. But I'm glad you brought it up, so I'm glad you picked it because from that picture, it looked only nasty, but so damn beautiful.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And Holly, from the previous ranking we did with the weapons, of course I had for my honorable mentions Candyman's hook weapon, which it almost made my top 5, but I just felt like the chainsaw was just too iconic over the hook. But the hook is such a great one.
Yeah, that was on my short list for sure.
So I wanted to bring that, and Heather says any scene with Annie Wilkes in Misery is a great pick. And you know what, dude, girl, excellent pick.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Annie Wilkes, bring it on.
Absolutely. So my number 4, and Brad, I know we're not supposed to talk about this movie, but for some reason I just can. I will admit this is the only nice thing I can say about this movie. It's this particular kill, and it's the opening kill. I call it in my notes the Snow Angel Murder. So my number 4 is the opening kill for Black Christmas 2019.
Hey, you know, that was a good kill, though. That was a fine kill.
Really good kill, but like it was so
scene.
Beautifully done. Like from like the visuals and the cinematography, I loved it. But the movie is such a piece of shit after that. I absolutely hate it. I promise to never mention it again. So I broke my own damn rule.
Yeah, dude. That's a good scene. I like that. I wanted to put in. I'm just not like too familiar with Black. I've seen Black Christmas. I really enjoyed it, but I've only seen it like twice. So the scenes have not really stuck into my memory core yet. I couldn't think of anything from Black Christmas, although I wanted to. But I would say that opening, I'm talking about the original one, obviously, would be whenever you see the POV of him creeping up to the house is really effective.
Ooh, good pick.
But that's not official. Number 4 for me is from the movie Frozen, where the people go up to the freaking ski resort and they get stuck on the lift halfway through. And specifically, man, the scene that jumps out to me literally is the guy that jumps off and fucking snaps his legs and the bones come shooting out. And then he gets trapped by wolves down there. That shit was crazy. And it was like a shock factor, like 8, on the out of 10, whenever it happened. So yeah, it's one of those things that I really I remember liking that movie, but I haven't seen it in probably over 10 years. So it's one of those things that I don't remember a lot of the stuff. I remember the concept, but that's one particular scene that I remember and I'll never forget.
Oh man, dude. I'm not going to say much for my number 3, Brad, because my number 3, my note is eaten by wolves from Frozen. Nice. So I had the exact same damn scene. So I'm not going to say much. He pretty much just knocked it out of the park there. So my number 3 is the same as Brad's number 4. The freaking wolves and the freaking fall, snapping at the legs. Very brutal stuff, man. And dadgummit, I don't have this in my top 5, but Brother Fluff, you're so right. How can I fucking forget Gremlins?
That's a good option too, man. That's another good one because again, that's a movie. Believe it or not, I haven't seen that much too. It's kind of like Black Christmas. It's one of those I don't really remember.
And trust me, Gremlins is better than Black Christmas. Well, no, the remake or like the 2019 one. Yeah,
disagree.
2019 one. Okay, yeah, let me fix that. The original Black Christmas, better than Gremlins. And then, of course, Rosie says better than Yellow Snow. Absolutely agree. Unless if it's
That's
pineapple flavor snow cones.
that
But
could
how
be
are you
good.
supposed to know the difference? But anyway, so Brad, what is your number 3?
I'm gonna go with Misery here, number 3. No specific scene, but I'm just gonna go with the ankle snap scene because that's what everybody thinks of when you think about Misery. But the whole movie is one of the better examples of snow isolation that we've seen. You know, being stuck out in this cabin with this crazy lady and an axe, not an axe, a sledgehammer, which also is a pretty badass weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's scary stuff, man, and the way she portrays it, obviously, it's outstanding. So yeah, I mean, everything about this movie screams snow. So I'm going to go with that ankle snapping scene, being stuck in the snow with Annie Wilkes.
God, I love you. Sorry, Annie Wilkes just saying that classic line after just causing so much pain. So my number 2, and I've been seeing it in the chat. I'll finally reveal it. My number 2, the Thing reveal. You know, when they got that one guy, and then the guy just does this massive screen going to.
Oh yeah, that's actually fucking a great scene, man.
Yeah, that one, that's just freaking like terrified me on first watch. So my number 2 is that Thing reveal, or pretty much just the movie in general, man. What a freaking masterpiece of work in the snow.
Yeah, that's another great one, man, and that's actually my number 2 as well. I had on here. There's so many great ones from The Thing. I actually had the Discovery where when they see the big fucking crater in the ground and they kind of put a bit of a scale to what they're discovering here.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty intense, man. It just, it really opens up the landscape they're in, man. They're out there in Antarctica, and obviously they discover this big ass fucking this hole in the ground. It's creepy, but yeah, like you said, I think yours is actually better. I think if I would have remembered that, I probably would have stuck that up there. That's a good one, man.
Oh, dude. You know, again, it's freaking the Thing, man. You can't go wrong with anything in that movie. It's freaking terrific. And oh yeah, I saw someone say Till Death with Megan Fox. That one had a
Yeah.
good snow scene too.
It did actually. I thought about Holly Klein said that too. All the scenes until death when Megan Fox is barefoot having to walk around in the snow and ice. That was painful to
Painful.
watch. And yeah, there's actually some decent scenes there in that movie as well. That's a good pick, man. I like that.
And you know what's even worse? Slipping on your ass and breaking your ass cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, because trust me, we've all been there.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. Not on ice. You
No,
don't want
man.
to slip on ice and break your ass.
But you know what, man? Let's continue to kick some ice, man. What do you say? We're freaking our number 1, man. And number 1, you can't like, this is the ultimate like freaking snow scene, man. Of dirty. It's the freaking Jack Frost mace, man. So freaking The Shining, man. That whole last third act of Jack Torrance chasing little Danny throughout the freaking maze and getting stuck there and freaking just freaking shiver me timbers. Him going,
yeah, buddy.
like, such an iconic look, man. So obviously number 1 is freaking The Shining with Jack Torrance.
Yeah, number one's definitely The Shining. No surprise there. Yeah, I love that scene at the end. And again, this is probably the movie to me that really nails the isolation again. But this one more so even than Misery because you have this family up there stuck, and it plays such a critical role in what makes this movie great. But yeah, that scene at the end is outstanding. And I'll tell you another one that's great that I was actually considering like being my scene, so to speak. It's very simple, actually. It's not even that. It's earlier in the movie when the snow first starts to fall in, and Wendy and Danny are outside playing, having a good time, and Jack's just staring out the window at him, fucking drooling out of his mouth like he's completely lost his mind. Like it's one of those really creepy sequences from him, and really kicks off crazy ass Jack perfectly well. Yeah.
Dude, excellent pick, man. So like again, it's The Shining. You can't really do wrong with that movie either for picking a particular scene. So those are our freaking top 5 snow scenes.
Yeah, hell yeah. And Maga said Gray, the Gray with Liam Neeson, dude. That's a good one, man. That's a yeah. I actually thought about that too, but it's been many years since I've seen it. So,
dude, and trust me, Mega Cat, I have trouble spelling Gray out too. I always second guess myself.
I think they're both accepted. I think. Yeah.
Well, one's Grey's Anatomy, and the other one's just the color gray.
Yeah,
I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't fucking know. But so those are our top snow scenes. And Brad, before we pick, I want to do like one of the ones that our followers suggested. So let me check out this poll real quick. And
Yeah,
you know
hell yeah.
what? We'll go ahead and end that poll. And Brad, for the last finale, we're going to do should have been Final Girls. That is Raymond's suggestion. So we're going to save that one for last. And then Brother Fluff, hopefully you're still here because I think it's time to freaking do a great idea is the horror vehicles. So kind of like any car you see in the horror movie, that it's just you think is undeniable, recognizable, scary, all over the place, and perfect timing too because we got 20 people in the freaking chat. You guys are awesome.
Oh hell yeah, dude! We're having fun tonight. We're ranking some shit. I actually
And
got.
I did say hello to Victoria, did I?
Yeah. You
Actually,
did
no,
now?
no, I did. Just in
Yeah,
case,
just now.
Victoria, how are you doing? And I know I didn't
That's
say hi to
Ver-
Russell, so let's say
that's
hi to
Veronica.
Russell.
That's Veronica, Breadman.
Fucking A, Veronica, I'm so sorry. I owe you one. I apologize. Freaking unbearable weight of talent there. Freaking reference right there. So, Brad, horror vehicles. This is a suggestion by Brother Fluff, man. This is a great topic. So I went first, so you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it, man, because here's the thing. I got an honorable mention for this one because I don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
I needed it. I needed to put it in. It didn't make my top 5, but I wanted to mention it. And that's the freaking truck from Tremors, dude, with our boy Val and Earl. Their blue ass truck.
Yes.
It's too good. I had to mention
Or are
it.
you talking about Birds?
Yeah,
The
no,
freaking
well, no,
armored
his
vehicle.
is badass too, but I'm talking about the classic blue one, man. The one that makes it in the first one and the second one. But yeah, number 5 for me is actually going to be the 71 Chrysler Newport from Joyride. A little lesser known. I don't think it's that common, but I love this ride, man. I think it's so cool. You know, it's played off as being like this beater vehicle that this guy gets for like $200 at some knockoff, lot to drive to cross country last second to pick up his girlfriend. But that thing ends up coming in clutch many, many times, man. It saves their asses. Obviously it fails a couple times too, but at the end of the day, they walk away knowing that they made a good investment. Now, if the car didn't make it to the end of the movie, that's okay. But it stood up for them when it mattered the most, when they're running away from this crazy ass fucking semi truck driver. It got crushed against a tree once. It still made it. It's cool. We're having a good time. It's a cool car. It's a cool car.
Man, Brad, I need you to do me a favor real quick. Close your eyes.
They're closed.
All right. Good.
God dang, you sound just like him, man.
Yeah, I was like, did I even come close? Man, but damn, God, dude, we're already getting amazing suggestions in the chat already. This is why I love doing these rankathons too, just to see what your all's answers is. Just in case of dumbasses like us forget like an obvious one, which Holly did took. Yeah. Fuck off.
Fucking
Chris.
Corey Cunningham's bike, dude. Come on.
I got a better bike in my top list here. So I'm about to destroy Corey Cunningham's bike at my number 3 later on. But Veronica and Holly definitely took my first honorable mention. And that's the freaking Goblin truck or the freaking 18-wheeler from Maximum Overdrive. Because why the hell not? Because it's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, man. That's
you need to.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's just dumb fun. That's all it really is. So let's see here. Ooh, good question, Chris. Does the boat from I Know What You Did Last Summer count?
Oh, dude, you know what a boat should count.
Oh man, I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Don't you ever forget. So let's go ahead and go with my number 5 now. Number 5, Brad. You're probably going to kick yourself, but I'm kind of cheating because what is James Bond's famous car in his movies?
Aston Martin.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm cheating here. So my number 5 is The Birds, where the main character is driving a 54 Aston Martin DB 2 out of 4.
That's pretty badass, man.
All because for the main reason is because it's just a sexy car, and that's why I put it at my number 5. I got no other reason for it. It's just I'm a sucker for the Aston Martin.
Dude, the Psycho one would be cool too. Freaking Horrorhead comes in with this Texas.
How did I not forget the damn
Texas Chainsaw van, man. That is that's a good pick.
I thought about that one too. I had that one written down. And Chris with the freaking Stranger's truck. Excellent pick too, which actually for another ranking we're gonna do, I actually got that particular truck mentioned, but not yet.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I like that. That's a good pick. Number 4, I'm cheating a little bit. It's not from a movie, it's from a series, and that's going to be the 67 Impala from Supernatural. It doesn't get much more iconic than this, man. That's what, when you think Winchester Brothers, that's the first thing that comes to mind, even before you think about demons and angels and all this other crazy shit. You think about that Chevrolet, man, and it's classic. It sounds good. It's sexy. Everything about, yeah, you're doing the rising up. I like
Rising
that,
up.
man. a lot of great moments were had in that. I just remember the season 5 finale. When they're out there in that thing, it should have been the end of the series. It came in clutch. It's a great ride.
Hell yeah, dude. Freaking great one. That's definitely one of my favorite bloopers. That's why I did right there. Plus, Brad, that's not cheating. That's the right answer. So good for you on that.
Yes.
My number 4, not real reason at all, mainly because this particular horror icon goddess represents this car so well. So my number 4 is going to be from Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, as our for pretty much our horror goddess, Elvira drives a 59 Ford Thunderbird 76A. Such a sexy car, dude. And how can you make it sexier? Having a sexy girl driving that car, man. So that is my number 4, is Elvira's car.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's nice. I like the Midnight Meat Train reference up here, man. That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Delta. I saw the Delta in there.
The Delta gets a couple picks here from Russell and Fluff as well. Number 3 for me is going to be the Creeper truck from Jeepers Creepers, man. There's not a scarier vehicle out there. I mean, there's vehicles that might be a little bit more dangerous, that might cause you more harm, but there's not a scarier looking or sounding truck than this one that the Creeper drives. Just that horn, man. Like looking in the rear view, seeing that thing with this fucking souped up V8 engine. Actually, it's got a bigger engine than that in it. Busting right at your ass, coming up to your rear view, man. That's terrifying. That's a big part of why that movie actually used to scare me quite a bit, is that truck. It's got such a big part of that movie. And dude, I mean, the truck is scarier than the Creeper even. Like, it's that scary. It's very intense.
Dude, freaking great one. Great pick. And Aaron, behave yourself. Those headlights, man. From Elvira. You behave yourself. And and Rosie, that's pretty dark. That's dark shit.
That's sad, but true.
Yeah, poor Gage. Man, so Rosie, you behave yourself. Time out. Nah, actually, I can't. Dadgummit, brother Fluff. I was about to say, I'm about to embarrass anyone if I said it's a bike so far and not mention this one bike, but damn it, the last minute brother Fluff brings it up. So my number 3 is the freaking motorcycle, the demon bike, I call it, from Nightmare on Elm Street 5, the Dream
That's
Child.
That's a good pick. But yeah, hell yeah.
I'm not a big fan on motorcycles anyway, but as soon as I saw Freddy demonize that freaking motorcycle, I'm like, if there's anyone that I would freaking buy, it would be that one, because I don't care if it freaking kill me. I'll be badass looking doing it. So my number 3 is what Brother Fluff just said. It's Freddy's motorcycle in 5.
I got you one better than that, Brett, man. It's the motorcycle that Chris Hemsworth uses in Cabin in the Woods. That one. That one will get you places, man, real quick.
See you on the other side.
Where am I? Number 2. Number 2 for me is the 73 Oldsmobile Delta from the Evil Dead franchise. I actually almost put this at number 1. A big part of this is Ash versus Evil Dead, man. This car gets possessed in the second season. It's fucking epic, man. The way it's running around, running people over, freaking strapping people into the car. I mean, it's right up there with that motorcycle from Freddy 5 almost. Like, she gets strapped in, she's running over.
Or even Junior's motorcycle.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude, that's a good one. They hurt me, ma. Yeah, so yeah, that was a good moment. But also, even before the car came alive and started murking people, yeah, it was still iconic in the franchise, because they started in the first movie. It always kept it kept coming back. Second movie, third movie, it gets sent back in time. It's even there in the remake from 2013, sequel, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And of course, when I saw it come back in Ash versus Evil Dead, I got pumped up, and then it just got even better from there. It continues to get better in that franchise. So yeah, it's iconic. And yeah, number 2.
Have you watched season 2 yet of Ash versus Evil Dead?
I'm in the middle of it.
Okay, because there is a episode that really involves Delta. So
yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Okay, yeah, okay, because that one, yeah, absolutely terrific. Oh, Brother Fluff, you lucky son of a bitch. you got to meet Bruce Campbell. The car was right next to him.
That's pretty badass, man.
Damn,
that's pretty
man.
badass.
So, another great pick too is Kurt Russell's car from Death Proof. That was also one of my honorable mentions too. It's just I haven't seen the movie, so I didn't feel right putting it in my top 5.
Yeah, same.
So, let's see here. My number 2, Brad, I'm not going to take too long for this because you've already mentioned it. It's the 41 Chevy COE. If you don't know what that is, that's pretty much the scary ass truck from Jeepers Creepers. Brad already said it, so no reason for me to go any further into it. If there's a vehicle that just needs to scare the shit out of you, it's definitely that one. And when I went to a convention last year, someone actually brought a cosplay version of that truck, of the Jeepers Creepers truck, into the convention center, and they also dressed up as the Creepers too. So it was so badass. So definitely it scares me. It gives me freaking nightmares, man.
Yeah, dude, man, that horn will get you every time for sure.
And Brad, I'm pretty sure our number ones are the same. So if you want to go ahead and say it.
Christine.
And what model is Christine?
Christine is a Plymouth Fury from 1958. Yes, thank you. Much appreciated.
Not a problem at all. But man, why is Christine obviously number 1?
Because it's the one car that's got some personality to it. I know Ash's car did for a minute. But this thing is actually alive, man. It's doing crazy stuff, and it's one of those things. Anytime you think horror movie vehicle, this instantly comes to mind. Like it literally is the one thing that you'll think of. It's and you know the movie's great on its own, being a Stephen King book directed by John Carpenter. It doesn't get any better than that. It's really a wonderful thing. But yeah, it automatically pretty much goes to the top of a list like this just because of principle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just first off, it's just a great movie. So many great scenes, and plus, it's just a damn sexy car, man. If I had all the money in the world as a horror collector, I would definitely buy the Christine car. Absolutely, same model, same everything. It's just a sexy car, man. And maybe I could hopefully get somebody to woo in it too. It's a freaking ultimate fantasy. I've probably shared too much, so we're gonna move along. So obviously, number 1 is Christine. And Brad, if you want to get that $5 super chat while I think about my mistakes.
Yeah, Hat, she put 63 cent $5. Much appreciated. Let me get you a little bit of a treat here. What you gonna do, Jerry? She said, for Joyride and the Winchester Boys. I love it. Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah, much appreciated for that. And welcome again.
Yeah, and let me get this comment right here. And yes, Mel, we did mention for me the honorable mention of the semi from Maximum Overdrive.
Yes.
So, and somebody's alarm's going off.
It's a cool list.
Here, let me get this freaking super chat here. Actually, Brett, can you pull up the comment again for me, please?
Yeah, here you go. For Joyride and the Winchester Boys with a Z, but she put an S, but I'm going to put a Z.
Actually, I capitalize all that, so keep that up. Sorry, I'm working on the freaking banner, man. The banner.
Do it.
All right, there we go. So there we go. Thank you so much for
the one night on the channel at some point.
Oh, dude, absolutely, we need to. So okay, there's that, and that is our top 5 horror vehicles. So, Brother Fluff, thank you so much for the suggestion, and guys, again, put it in the comment section for your suggestions too for a future rankathon or even a pre-recorded video if we think it's that damn good of an idea.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude, hell yeah, gonna be epic.
So, all right, Brad, if you want to go ahead and pick the next one, man. The only thing we just got to save is should have been Final Girls for the finale.
Let's do Final Guys from our boy Camp Blood Media from Josh.
Oh, please do. This would be a good freaking one to do a pre-recorded video, but you know what? We want to give, man. We want to give, especially with Josh being such an awesome guest last week on part 6. So we definitely want to do something cool on that. So, Brad, I need to go first this time, correct?
Yeah, why don't you?
All right, let's freaking do it, man. My number 5, man, dude, I have to add this guy in just because how freaking smart he is, and just the feeling that he fought too. My number 5 is Arkin from The Collector, and Chris, I know you're gonna freaking get excited when I just mentioned that. That one's for you, my friend. Definitely Arkin, man. Just like The Collector is such a smart feeling, so you think, oh man, this freaking our protagonist is so screwed. Arkin is so damn smart too. And just to see them pretty much playing chess when we think they were going to play checkers is such a fun watch every single time, man. So my number 5 is Arkin.
Good pick, man. I got an honorable mention for this one, if you don't mind, Brett, man.
No, go ahead.
It's a guy I wanted to throw in there because it's just he's a very small, like unknown character. I want to go with Casey from The Faculty. He was set up really well.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that he was just a neat guy, and that movie, yeah, it takes a turn at the end. The girl becomes the main like demon, and he becomes kind of the last kind of guy there. And I thought he was just, I don't know, man, he was cool. Nonetheless, I just wanted to mention him. But 5
Can
for
I
me.
mention 2 honorable mentions real quick?
Yeah,
Because
go ahead, man.
I feel guilty leaving them off. My first one is Jim from The Hitcher, the original.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then the other one is
Not the remake.
yeah, no, not definitely not the remake. And then also Jim again, but this time this is a Jim from 28 Days Later with
Oh, hell
Cillian
yeah.
Murphy.
Yeah, I actually had him mentioned on my honorable side as well there. I like that.
Hell yeah, man. So okay, go with your number 5. I didn't want to forget them.
Dude, number 5 is Fuck You, Doug. It's Doug from The Hills Have Eyes, the remake. He's yeah, Holly Klein. That's her number 1 final guy, Doug from Hills Have Eyes. I like his art, man. He starts off being kind of this pushover guy, like on this family trip with a dad that's always like giving him a hard time about how he's just not badass and shit like that. Because the dad's like this badass cop guy. He's got guns and shit. He's like, oh, you wouldn't know what to do with a gun, son, and all this crazy stuff he's saying to him. Like, he's a pushover, man. But when push comes to shove, when his baby gets taken, his girl gets freaking chopped up by these freaking hillbillies. The mountain, no, they're not hillbillies. They live in the fucking desert. They're desert billies. When push comes to shove and he's got to fucking man up and do something, he does, man. He marches right over to that fucking little nuke town over there, and he murks some sons of bitches, some nasty ones at that. He gets his baby back. It's a good thing. But it's a good arc, man, because you don't expect that to happen. You expect him to get chopped up pretty early in the movie, and he does not do that. So yeah, it honestly kind of takes some of the earlier days of the final girl trope and gives it to a guy. So I like that quite a bit.
Hell yeah, dude. And when you say he wants his baby back, does he want his baby back ribs?
He's gonna break some ribs.
Chili's baby back rib. So, because I've seen them freaking mention freaking Jim from The Office in the chat too, which you know what, not a bad suggestion. And we also got freaking Tom in the house too. What's going on there, Tom?
Tom and Fluff said Dune Billies. That's it. That's what I like. Dune Billies.
Dude, what was Grandma doing over the sand dunes? So my number 4, man, definitely have to bring this one up because anyone freaking brave enough to freaking battle a shark that's just humongous, gotta go with freaking Brody, man, from Jaws. Because he has iconic lines. He's a guy that you can easily connect to. Definitely want to cheer him on just because a lot of pressure is on him for tackling to freaking conquer this shark, man, for it's ruining everybody's good time. Even though I know Brody is a piece of shit in the book from what I hear, but definitely in the movie, I love him. I love he gets his justice, and definitely one of the greatest lines in cinema history of "You're going to need a bigger boat."
Yeah, man, you can't go wrong with him. And plus, he got there's another dude. What's his buddy's name in the movie that makes it there as well? They're both good.
Oh yeah, and Chris, no, not Jason Stratham from the Man. No,
that's exactly what I thought you were gonna say when you said you've battled a big ass.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bust your guys' balls, but no. Even though for Meg 2, The Trench, I'm excited for.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a shark movie any day of the week.
Yeah. All right, Brad, what's your number 4?
4, you mentioned him. It's Jim from The Hitcher, man. I like this guy because he's going one-on-one with a really smart cookie. The Hitcher guy himself, dude, he's intimidating, but he's also very smart. Like he's always like 4 steps ahead of Jim, in the movie. He's like, he every time you think Jim's getting somewhere, the Hitcher's there. He's already taken care of that outlook. You can no longer go that way. So I like that. So when you have a good villain and you have somebody that's super smart as a villain, and you match them up with somebody that ends up beating them in the end, I think that they should get a lot of credit for that. I think Jim's a good dude in this thing, man.
But see, that's the thing, folks. Did Jim actually win in The Hitcher?
I mean, for all intents and purposes, yeah.
I know for intent purposes, but when you really think about it, I don't think he won at all.
He survived. And that's more than a lot of people can say when they go one-on-one against the Hitcher.
Absolutely. You know what? So, but dude, I'm glad you brought him up and put him in the top 5 because he deserves it.
Yeah, nobody in any of these movies actually won anything, but they survived.
Yeah, well, it all depends. I felt like Arkin won, but he didn't really win at the collection. He won at the collection, but
he got all fucked up, dude. He got fucked up like a son of a bitch.
Okay, true that too. And Veronica, have a good night. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. So my number 3, Holly brought it up earlier, and Brad, you put it at your number 5, which I'm surprised it was your number 5. I thought he would be higher for you. It's freaking Doug, man, from the Hills Have Eyes remake. You pretty much nailed it. Loved his character arc where he's just freaking like the klutz and it's just Doug, and at the end you're like, oh, that's Doug, man. And honorable mention for his K9 freaking partner right there, the freaking dog, man. Definitely got to mention the dog. Yeah, dude, open a freaking Coors Light, man. Good for you, dude. And but definitely Doug from the Hills Have Eyes remake definitely needs top 3 love.
Yeah, dude, Doug is fantastic, man. I'm a big fan of Doug. I like Doug.
Fuck you, Doug. Brad, why would you say that, you rascal?
But you know what? I would have beat Doug here. I think number 3, I'm going to go with Alex from Final Destination. I actually really like this cat.
Oh, that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, I like this cat, man. The way he gets that vision at the beginning of the movie, and pretty much the whole, he kind of is the catalyst of what starts the whole movie off. Is because of this vision he gets. He of the plane exploding. He pulls everybody off. His close circle of friends come off the plane with him. And they all start dying in order they would have died in the plane. We know the story, but I just like the way that it all kind of revolves around that. And I actually, I really dig the shit out of him, man. He was cool. And yeah, the vision, man.
Even though his vision wasn't pretty good in the second one, but I'll admit the first one, his vision was spot on.
Yeah, hell yeah, it was.
But Chris, don't spoil Brad's number 1. We'll get to it in a minute.
Fuck off.
So my number 2, Brad, this is actually a really tough one between my 1 and 2. They're easily interchangeable. If you put them at 1 or 2, like, you're going to get an A+ from me. But this is just what I'm feeling at the moment. My number 2, of course, is Ash Williams, and not just Ash Williams, but Ash Williams from Evil Dead 2. Definitely Bruce Campbell gets to bring out more of his personality and what he wanted for the Ash Williams character, which a lot of people didn't think Ash Williams was going to be that popular in the first one. But once they get with that, people enjoyed him and they put more personality behind him and put a freaking, of all things, put a freaking chainsaw on his hand and him getting to say the classic line of groovy. Like, you're setting up an instant success of a final guy for years to come, man. He's definitely hail to the king, baby. Not exactly my king, but definitely if you want to put him at your king, I do not blame you. My number 2 is Ash Williams.
Scrapped all that shit I said about Alex, man. Chris came in here with Dr. fucking Dan Chalice. Totally forgot about the guy.
Pretty much he's my freaking idol when it comes to being a dad. So
let's pluck Alex out and put Dan Chalice right in there, dude. That fucking guy deserves to be there. I fucked up. I don't know. Well, I was trying to be unique, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, all right, number 2 for me. It's gonna be Tommy Jarvis, man. He's the battler of the Jason Voorhees. 3 movies he gets a chance to duke it out with Jason. I like the Tom Matthews version myself, probably the most, because he's just like that, he propels that whole movie. He's like the main character of that movie. Whereas in part 4, he's kind of like, yeah, he is, but he's also sharing that with Trish. So 4, he really gets to kind of be the prominent. Obviously, he shares it with Megan as well, but he's not. He's like the main protagonist going up against Jason in this movie. So I like it for that. But yeah, the Corey Feldman version is just as good. I mean, it's fantastic as well. He's he's out there duking it out, having a good time. And yeah, it's just, to have that one person duking it out with Jason 3 movies in a row is really cool. So give me Tommy Jarvis.
Oh, dude, such a good pick. Definitely, obviously, an honorable mention for me as well. Someone I thought of, but I just figured you would mention him, especially for part 6. So I was going to let you have that one. So my number one, so you gotta wonder who freaking beats Hail to the King, baby. Well, dude, it's freaking everyone's favorite chess player, even though a cheating bitch beat him. My number one is freaking McReady from John Carpenter's The Thing, Kurt Russell's character, man. Definitely someone I really got invested to from the beginning. He got better as the movie went along, which you gotta love a character that's already rock solid at the beginning and just gets better as the movie evolves too. So definitely love Kurt Russell's performance. It's actually my all-time favorite Kurt Russell performance is him playing McReady in The Thing. So definitely my number one, man.
Yeah.
And plus, I kind of felt bad for him too when he lost to that cheating bitch computer.
Well, he at the end of the day, he won that battle for sure. But yeah, give me Ash, man. There's no surprise. I mean, he's pretty much at the top at most people's list here for best final guy. He's got the personality, man, and I'll take any version of Ash. I don't care. I'll do the first one. Well, he's not going to win the list, but give me the second one. Give me Army of Darkness and Ash versus Evil Dead. They're all fantastic. They're all fun and entertaining, and he gets to slay the hell out of some fucking Deadites. So yeah, I'll take that all day long.
Dude, absolutely great choice, man. Like you can't be wrong. Hail to the King, baby. So guys, that is our final guy. So Josh from Camp Blood Media, thank you so much for another great suggestion. And again, guys, if you all want to be a part of a RankAthon in the future, be sure to list your ideas either in the comment section or in this chat. We are writing them down.
Yeah, hell yeah, we are.
Oh, and Brad, wait a minute, Brad, you bullshitter liar, man. Your number one's Luke from Pray at Night.
Get the fuck out of here. Get off. No, stop.
No, I will never stop.
And he wasn't even a final guy. He survived. He survived with somebody else.
It was just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
So all right, let me go ahead and mark that one off. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 more. So let's go ahead and go with this next one here. And here, let me go ahead and make a note of that because I know your list is different. So let's go with this. Since Mother's Day is this coming weekend, this Sunday, we got to talk about the freaking horror mothers of the horror genre, man. So this could be like the good ones, the bad ones. I can't actually have both, but I didn't tell Brad specifically, so that's my fault. So we'll just interchange them here, and I'll do my best to get you a top 5 with it. So, Brad, if you want to go with your number 5 for horror mothers.
Yeah, since you have a few there, I got a couple honorable mentions I'll throw out. Andy's mom from Child's Play, obviously, Mrs. Barclay. She's fantastic. She's good. They do really well together. Also, shout out to Lorraine Warren, who is a mom, but not necessarily the mom of the story, but still, she kicks ass. And I will also, I'll move on from there. But you know what? Fuck it. Rob Zombie's movies. Let's get Mama Firefly talked about here a little bit as well, because she's freaking she's crazy, especially in the second one when she's all shackled up there in the jail cell. Okay, so number 5 for me. I mean, honestly, one of the best moms of all time is the Donna Trenton from Cujo. Yeah, she's obviously in that. The story itself is pretty simple, but it is a Stephen King story. So you know one thing is going to be good, and that's going to be the characters. And she does a tremendous job of being, she's stuck in this car in the middle of this property with this fucking ravage-ass dog trying to bust in. Son's going through all kinds of medical episodes and shit. They're there for like days. And she's just like this badass protective mother in this thing. It's one of the more memorable things about the movie is her performance. And I don't have necessarily her real name, but
Dee Wallace.
Oh, duh, fuck yeah, 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 she was great. So yeah, give me her.
And funny that you brought it up because I'm going to meet Dee Wallace in August for a convention I'm going to, and I'm going to have her sign this Cujo Blu-ray I just bought.
Oh hell yeah, dude! You should bring her in the Rob Zombie Halloween too, dude. Get to 2 for 1
Oh, I
special.
should. Dang God, the 2 for 1 special. So let's see here. Okay, I got my combined list together. So, Brad, I'm glad you brought up Karen Barkley as an honorable mention because I had her as my good list. So again, now I got my combined list for good and bad. So my number 5, I'm going to start off strong here. I'm going to go Wendy Torrance here, just
Ooh.
because she dude, I'll again, Shelley Duvall, man. It's just something about her that just you gravitate towards her, especially where she now gets to play like a mom character for freaking Danny, and all that. And just everything she goes through just to make sure that Danny feels safe. It just is protected. So definitely give me some Wendy Torrance for a great mother in the horror genre. So my number 5 is Wendy.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah. Number 4 for me is Emily Blunt from Quiet Place, Quiet Place
Ooh,
2.
someone just mentioned that in the chat too. So let me find who mentioned. Oh, there it is.
Yes, Evelyn, thank you, Abbott, from A Quiet Place. Hell yeah. And that's exactly what I was going to say, Horrorhead. She birthed the baby in the freaking bathtub in the midst of like, and not being able to make a sound whilst doing it. Otherwise, she would have been history, man. She would have been toast. Would have been game over, man. And she did it. You know, she was badass throughout that. But it's not even that, too. She's also like she's that rock for that family. You know, especially at the end of the first movie when Jim dies. I don't know his real fucking name, or I know it's John Krasinski, but I don't remember his name in the movie. She has to kind of hold that family together, and she does so. You know, at the end of that movie as well, they finish the job. They take care of the guys at the end of that movie. But she also carries that on to the second movie as well. And she's totally badass in that movie. I think if they would have done a little bit more with her in the second one, I feel like she was almost kind of reduced to almost a side character in the second movie. But if she would have continued that first 10 minutes when she's fucking running through that field and she's got that shotgun and shit really blowing people, she could have been way up higher on this list, man, for sure.
Mhm.
But she is one that really stood out to me. So yeah, give me her at number 4.
Dude, such a strong pick, man. So great job with that one. And I want to bring up Brother Fluff on Maureen Prescott because she was a good horror mother because she was banging half of the town.
She spawned a whole horror franchise because of her activities, man. So that's true. She
Legitly.
should be number 1.
Oh man, and of course, make it easy, mummy, peeping hose in style, Maureen Prescott. So there you go. And I'm also seeing love for Sarah Connor too. So
Yeah.
another excellent pick too. So not number 4. You cannot mention horror mothers in the horror genre without this lovely individual. I know she's deader than dead, but definitely the presence that she has left in the legacy, especially in this particular house, and even the freaking hotel chain called the Bates Motel, man. So my number 4 is Norma Bates. Because just the way we haven't really met this person in the original Psycho, but you know immediately how fucked up she made Anthony Perkins for Mr. Bates and all that. So, dude, you're just like, man, that woman is just so messed up, man. And then, of course, they made the show called The Bates Motel with Farrah Farmiga playing Norma Bates, which I heard nothing but spectacular things about that show. That show is high on my watch list for the next show series I want to watch, but I definitely want to bring up Norma Bates. So that is my number 4.
Yeah, I had
Norman Bates, that's his fucking first name. Dadgummit. Okay, so go ahead.
I had Norma up at the top, actually, considering the one from the show, but I ended up taking it out. It wasn't fair to the rest because Vera Farmiga absolutely is
Nailed
the
it.
best. Oh, the best mom. I mean, by far, by a landslide. Like, it's just fucking crazy how good that character is and how good she nails it. But you know, it just wasn't fair. I didn't want to put that in there. And
See you, Brother Fluff.
I didn't put Norma in here because she's not a character in the movie per se, but that presence, you're right, is outstanding. But for number 3 for me, I'm going with Annie Graham from Hereditary, Tony Collette, I should say.
Ooh,
And it
good
really comes
or
down.
bad?
I mean, she's just mom. You know, she's just mom in the movie. You could spin it both ways because she has her moments either way you spin it. But that's what's so great about her is she is a complex character with a lot of different things. Like, you could at moments say, oh yeah, she is a good mom to one of her kids, or maybe she's like, she's kind of what propelled this whole thing to kind of happen because of this. So there's a lot of good complex things about her. It's the performance from Toni Collette too that, honestly, again, big snub for an Oscar nomination there, but at the end of the day, she was very compelling, man. She owns it, man. That scene at the dinner table, when she fucking loses it, man, it's outstanding stuff. One of the best, scenes we've seen in a long time from a performance standpoint. When she finds out, it's not even on screen, but when she finds out that her daughter's been freaking decapitated by a telephone pole, that's just, it just, you feel it to your core, man. So yeah, that movie is nothing without her. And she's the reason why it became such a big hit.
Dude, you could say that game with the big hits. But dude, definitely that table scene alone deserved an Oscar all by itself. So I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with you on that, Brad. And Chris, I don't make me fucking cry on screen, man. Freaking Nancy from the Final Girls. Brad, have you ever seen the Final Girls?
Yes, but I don't really remember it.
Okay, well, we need to do that as a watch party someday too, because I would love to have that, or just to experience that movie all over again.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I wasn't that wild about it, but
Well, maybe over time it changed, so you never know. So I would definitely love to do that in the future. And then Gabe, I believe that's Butter Cookie for Gabe from Flopbuster, saying Norma Bates is an excellent pick. Thank you so much, there, Butter Cookie.
hell yeah.
Hey, butter cookies are delicious, you know. So let's see here. I'm at number 3 now, correct?
Yes.
All right, my number 3. If I freaking had if I were to have a child and that child being the spawn of Satan, I would have no business with it. So I give major props with my number 3, and that's Rosemary from Rosemary's Baby. Just the suffering she goes throughout this movie, but at the end of the day, she still wants to be there for her child, even though the child is going to be an evil son of a bitch. So I give major props to her. And plus, the actress was fantastic in the movie too. I need to give this movie a rewatch because I started this movie at like 1 a.m. in the morning and I didn't realize it was a 2.5 hour movie. So my fault. So I need to give that a fair rewatch. I might give it a golden reel the next time around. So we'll see. So my number 3 is Rosemary.
Nonetheless, though, that's a great pick, dude, because I totally forgot. I didn't even think about that. That's awesome.
I thought you would have had that on there.
I know. That's one of my favorite horror movies I've seen in the last few years. And yeah, dude, I just didn't think, because, you never actually really get to see her be the mom, but she is. I mean, that she fucking, that's what it's all about.
Even like just during her pregnancy, she cared for that baby so much.
Yeah, dude. Number 2, man, fucking classic. I mean, it was going to be on A list. It's Pamela Voorhees, man, the one that started it all. The Friday the 13th franchise. She's the one that murdered a whole fucking camp of cancelers for her son's death as vengeance, if you will. Performance there by Betsy Palmer is again outstanding. It's really good, especially for a Friday the 13th movie. But seeing her as a killer, particularly in the early 80s, 1980, was a really cool thing. So yeah, give me Pamela Voorhees. I know she's coming up, so I'll save you some stuff to say about her too.
Oh hell, man! You already know, dude. You already know where I'm putting Pamela Voorhees, so that's not everybody's. It shouldn't be a shocker or surprise to you. So, you know what my number 1 is. So let's go ahead and go with my number 2. My number 2, Heather said it in the chat already. Like, this bitch is super freaking evil. It's Margaret White from the original Carrie. Like, my God, what a bitch this woman is. Like, just to like give Carrie, who's going pretty much for a stage in her life where she really needs her mother to go through this stage, and Margaret White wants nothing to do with it, man. So I'm glad she got her justice at the end of the original Carrie. So definitely Margaret White as my number 2.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Number 1 for me is Wendy Torrance. And again, it comes down to that performance as well. But it's also, there's something just so real about her character in this thing. Something for somebody who's been, I guess she was a prior victim of domestic violence with Jack, and with the way that he hurt Danny as well earlier. But he's like, she keeps giving him these chances, which is a very real thing that happens. It's a psychological thing that happens in reality. And then she finds herself in this hotel isolated by snow, and and then he has another mental shift, and he's dangerous again, and now she's stuck, and she's got to take care of Danny, and she's also got to take care of herself and survive this whole thing herself. So it's really powerful stuff, and it's just really the way they build her character up. It's really the crux of the movie, is that she's got to survive this, and there's really nothing like, yeah, the movie is supernatural, but at the end of the day, there's a very real thing about this situation they're in, that could happen in real life at any point. So it's super intense, and yeah, dude, she does a great job throughout, and you could tell that she's actually freaking terrified the whole time. So yeah, it's definitely going to be windy.
Dude, absolutely, dude. Again, great pick on that. And plus, you also got to give bonus points too when Wendy has to walk in on the freaking like couple, like with a dog, and the dog with the bear suit and all that. Like, I gave her double points just for experiencing that, because that's fucked up shit right there.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
My number one, it's obvious, man. It's freaking Pamela Voorhees, man. Friday the 13th. She's the most popular horror mom in the horror franchise, or in the horror genre. And why not, man? Because she is actually a kind of mom you actually agree with what she's trying to do. Yes, obviously she shouldn't be killing people, but you can easily understand why she's doing the things that she does. And what makes this better for Pamela Voorhees is played by Betsy Palmer, man. One of the most underrated performances, not just for the Friday the 13th franchise, dude. I'll even go as far as saying it's one of the most underrated performances in horror movie history. I think that's how great she did with the Pamela Voorhees character. I know we get her more towards the end, but what she does from that ending, that third act, is freaking always going to be recognizable and remembered throughout time. So definitely my number one is Pamela Voorhees.
Hell yeah, dude. I like it.
And plus, I kind of felt bad for her too when frickin' Alice gets a lucky shot on her too. That bitch Alice. So, all right, man. So that is our top 5 horror mothers.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And I see you're also like mentions in the chat too. Again, you all bring up excellent ones too. So keep up the work on that.
Yeah. Yeah, please do, man. We got a lot of good stuff, and we're bring it on, man. Bring the list rolling.
And we got 2 more before we get to our main event topic of the night. So, Brad, what do you want to go with next here?
Let's go with the smelliest horror villains.
This one's very interesting. So, this one got me to have to get the juices flowing on creativity here.
Well, that's what it comes down to, man. The smelliest. Yeah, the smelliest.
The smelliest.
Let's get into that, man. You want to kick us off for this one, or did you go?
Yeah, man. I'll kick us off here first. Let's go with at least definitely the smelliest human on this list, in my opinion. My number 5 is freaking Leatherface from 74, man. You know for a fact that dude doesn't shower after freaking slaughtering meat and wearing a freaking like dead skin as a face, man. So you know he's got to freaking be smelling bad too. And plus, the actor who plays freaking the original Leatherface in 74, he only had to use one shirt throughout the entire filming. So with those hot summer days and all the sweat, that shirt was obviously smelling bad. So my number 5 is Leatherface from 74.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man. Number 5 for me, although I will say that I would say that the Leprechaun probably smells like ass too, but let's just beside the point. I'm going to go with Samara from The Ring. I think she's been in this well for however many years she's been down in there. She's got to be moldy as fuck. Like for real, like, and yeah, like like when you get a wet fish that like washes up on the shore and kind of deteriorates over time and it smells awful, you don't want to go near. That's kind of her.
Dude, I have a story on that, and it's just I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's not what you want, man. And I'm sure she's down there just stinking it up. If you open the lid of that well and waft it, you're not going back to that well, that's for sure. So give me some
wafting. It smells like hot, sick ass in a dead carcass.
Yeah, Leatherface is bad.
Oh yeah. So dude, great pick on Samara, dude. Like I just didn't think you would think of that, man. So good for you on that. My number 4, and I'm seeing Hobo Myers in the chat too. Absolutely on that one. Great honorable mention. My number 4, you gotta go with freaking Freddy Krueger, man, because your freaking skin getting a freaking crisp. I bet you I can't imagine what a smell would be like for a freaking dead skin or burnt skin. I just how much that was smelling. Freaking, I feel bad for Freddy. He'll have to smell his own stench, even though everybody likes their old brand. It's magic, but definitely not for Freddy. So I feel bad for him. I bet that smell is horrible. So my number 4 is Freddy Krueger.
But can you smell them because you're dreaming? So like, do you actually even smell them though? Like, do you have
Well,
do you
you
have
remember
olfactory?
he experienced it in real life.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did, but in the movies, he's not in real life. He's burnt. He's in your dreams. So, yeah, I mean, that's something to think about. Something to think
Well,
about.
he does get bring back to the real world though,
That's true. That's
and
also
gets
true.
it set on fire again.
That's also okay. That's on
And
you
he's
probably.
drenched
Yeah,
in gas. Yeah, I just heard he's drenched in gas too. Even though I kind of like the smell of gas, I know that's not healthy for you, but I can't help it. But yeah,
whiff
number
it.
4.
Give me Jason from part. Actually, let's say Jason from part 9, the one that's got his fucking mask melting into his face. The reason I was gonna go part 8, but you think by the time part 9 rolls around, like he's been laying in a coffin for so many years with maggots. Maybe that aroma is gone, but still, he woke up. He's at the very least, he smells like dirt. Okay, he gets electrocuted, which obviously is going to fry some some flesh there. So now he's got burnt fucking rotted flesh. And then at that point, he's at the bottom of a lake for however many years. He's down there for who knows how long. Gets brought back up. All kinds of crazy stuff happens. He deteriorates some more. Then he gets thrown back into the lake for so many years, and he gets pulled back up again. He's like a slimy now at this point. So he's smelling bad, Nate. He's smelling musty. He's smelling wet. He's also smelling like he's fucking rotten flesh. But then at the end of 8, he gets fucking toxic waste spilled on him from the sewers. So then that's another element of aromas that you have to think about with this Jason character. So by the time 9 rolls around, this guy's smelling pretty bad, man.
Dude, excellent freaking choice again, man. Did you wait a minute? Did you take a look at my list? No, I was just
Negative.
kidding. So, the reason I asked that, man, because my number 3 was also Samara from The Ring too, because definitely
shit, yeah.
her dead body in the damn well and all that with the mold and all that, kind of like you said, definitely could not be smelling good too. Especially a scary movie 3 where someone actually takes a shit down that well. I'm sure that can't be very helpful to her cause either. So my number 3 is Samara from The Ring.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man. Number 3 for me, there's 2.
Or I think, yeah, you're at number 2, I think.
No, it's 3, but there's 2.
Oh, no, you're 3. Okay, I went first,
yeah.
so never mind.
It's Michael Myers, and I'm incorporating Hobo Myers, but I'm also doing the Myers from Halloween Ends, because that son of a bitch has been in the sewer for 4 years, and he stinks. He's really bad. No hygiene down there. He's still wearing the mask, for crying out loud. He's got head sweat going on. But yeah, also Hobo Myers as well. This guy's been running around for 2 years if you watch the director's cut. And he's out there just fucking, walking around. He was already nasty in the first one. He had to walk from the Smith's Grove all the way to the fucking to meet his boy on the shitter. Chuck Finley or whatever is what the fuck. It's not that's Bruce
Grizzly,
Campbell.
Joe Grizzly, bitch.
Joe Grizzly, yeah. Yeah, so he already had that battle. Joe Grizzly's clothes probably didn't smell good per se. So then you're already kind of compounding things here that don't smell good on top of each other. And then by the time you get to the Hobo Myers in 2, that guy's stinking, man. There's a whole deleted scene where he's going through trash, like he's just not doing good things. But again, Halloween Ends 2 is right up there with him, man. The guy's been in the sewer for 4 years.
Hell yeah, man. Friggin' speaking of sewers, man, people are saying Pennywise in the chat too, and Pennywise would be another good choice too.
Pennywise, yes, but he's not real. Like he's real, but he's like, I don't think he has an aroma. I don't think he collects anything. Like, because he could change over to whatever he wants to be. He can be a fucking bear, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I mean, the sewer itself when he's down there.
Did you say a bear?
Oh, yeah, he was like that bear thing at one point.
Oh, okay,
or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Desi, what's going on? How are you doing? We're just freaking ranking some topics here. We're glad that you got to join us.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Especially our main event topic. Hopefully you can stay around for our main event topic. But we do appreciate you being here. So let's see here. My number 2, definitely this one I feel like should be my number 1, but definitely I think my number 1's definitely like the banger one. So my number 2, Brad, do you remember the Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead?
I can't say I do specifically, no.
Okay, is that like one zombie that gets trapped in the like toxic sewer like barrel and he pops up and he goes brains?
Probably yes.
Okay, like, I'm sure
Yeah,
if I show you a picture of him, you know what he looks like. But definitely, if you're a freaking dead zombie, you get trapped in the barrel of toxic waste, you cannot be smelling good. So my
that's
number two
true.
is the Tar
Yeah,
Man.
zombies honestly win this in general. There's no worse aroma than a dead body in this planet. But okay, number 2 for me is Hills Have Eyes. The guys, as we called them earlier, the Dune Billies out there in the fucking in the dunes of the Bills. The hills there. Those guys stink, especially in the remake. It doesn't even have to be the remake. It doesn't matter. But I'm thinking the remake when they go to like the Nuketown, like in their house and stuff. These guys, they haven't showered in 30 years. Like you know that about them. Like they've never taken a shower. They don't even have water. I bet they don't pay a water bill. Definitely going to be them. And then the second one, they live in caves and shit. So yeah, these guys stink. They're nasty. You don't want them anywhere around you. They're the nastiest mofos we've seen. They're right up there with the wrong. You could lump the Wrong Turn hillbillies in here as well, but it's really going to be the hillbillies, the fucking Dune Billies from Hills Have Eyes, man. Those guys you do not want to be around, man.
Brad, what are the freaking mutants doing over at the sand dunes?
Yeah, they're out there freaking hanging out.
Oh, and Tom brings up a good one too with the crawlers from the Descent. Like that's a great pick.
That's true
And
too. Yeah, that's a good one.
Chris was mentioning that Rosie mentioned Tar Man. So Rosie, good for you. Thank you I'm sorry I missed that. Definitely. So good for you for also mentioning the Tar Man.
It's a good pick.
So let's see here, man. My number one, man, you mentioned him already. Definitely when it comes to zombie and for everything that mofo has to experience in part 8 of Jason Takes Manhattan is freaking Jason Voorhees, man. Just getting toxic slime over him. He's freaking just swimming at the bottom of a nasty lake, and all that. Just in a sauna too with the freaking sweat and all that. No one likes a sweaty smell. So Jason Voorhees from part 8 is definitely, to me, the most smelliest villain in the horror genre.
It's a good bet, dude. I love Rosie for saying the graboids from Tremors because they always say that
Especially
in
the
the
ass
movie.
breathers.
Yeah, they say, man, they smell dead or they stink worse. Or what they say? They smell worse when they're dead. Or I thought they stunk when they're alive or something like I can't remember. I'm getting the fucking Han Solo line with the Tauntaun mixed up. But anyway.
Not yeah, they smell bad on the inside. Or on the outside.
Yeah, they said they mentioned that a few times in the movies, man. Number 1 for me, man. You mentioned him a while ago, but it's Leatherface, man. It's got to be. First off, there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables we have to discuss about Leatherface. Okay, he's wearing human skin on his face. That shit's got to stink too. That's a simple variable. We can go ahead and chalk that up to the stink meter and just we're going to go ahead and move up that way a little bit. 2, let's save the individual himself for last. But 2, the dude's got like meat juice all over his feet, I'm sure, from his days over in the butcher house, like spoiled. We're talking not just meat, spoiled ass meat. He's over there chopping ass, like chopping fucking cows up and shit. And he's getting this juice, but he's not changing clothes. He's not showering. He's not doing any of that stuff. He's just soaking it in, man. He's having a good time. And that stuff was probably spoiled to begin with, because let's be honest, let's look at this facility he's working in. But B, the longer it's on his clothes, the worse that's going to stink. But that's not even the worst of it. He's got human juice splattering up on him too. He's over there chainsawing humans and taking his skin off and stuff like that. All that juice is coming back on him. He's getting hit with all that juice. So you got to think about that too. That's another variable. You got to think, and that stuff is going to deteriorate more and more over time as well. On his pants, his little apron he's wearing, his shirt, all that stuff. It's just sitting there. It's reeking, man. You got brains, I'm sure, from that chainsaw, because all that shit from the chainsaw is coming right back at him. It's real. But then also, let's take a look at the individual himself. This guy's got swamp ass, okay? And he's had it since he was 12, I'm sure. He lives in Texas. It's hot as fuck. He hasn't showered since 1998, and that's the remake. I'm talking, no, let's go ahead and let's go back to 1974. This guy hasn't showered since the 50s, okay? Let's just be real. Last time he took a shower, root beer was 10 cents. 10 cents, okay? But that's beside the point. His swamp ass, even if he wasn't out there murking people, he would be smelling really bad. His hair, he's got hair, and that shit is bad, man.
Yeah, I know, right, Rosie? Brad was really getting into it. Of course, that'll be our hashtag tonight. Hashtag swamp ass.
The guy needs some gold bond.
There's your hashtag.
Yes.
So man, that's great. And Chris mentioned earlier too, Otis from Devil's Rejects.
That's true. That's another good, especially yes, in House of a Thousand, he's got some really freaky shit going on. There's dead women up in his room. Actually, that was Devil's
Mhm.
Rejects as well.
Hell, you
That's
even
not
think
good.
Fish Boy would be smellier than Otis.
Fish boy.
Fish Boy. So that is our smelliest villains. Definitely a creative one, Brad. So great job for thinking about that one.
Well, we talked about it on the Friday the 13th watch party last week,
We
a couple
did,
weeks ago.
man. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. And Brad, you brought up another great one too. So let's go ahead and throw on this one. I would say this topic right here is fire, or as Fat Fauci said, it's fire, man. And that's freaking fire scenes, man. So these are some of the best fire scenes in horror movies. So I'm very interested to see what the chat comes up with because this wasn't the easiest list, but definitely had a lot easier time than the snow one. So Brad, I went first, so you go first this time.
Yeah, I'm going to start things off with Halloween Kills as an honorable mention. Halloween Kills, Michael coming out of the house, epic. Number 5 for me, though, is when Freddy gets caught on fire, like you mentioned a minute ago. When he comes into the real world, Nancy's got all these traps and shit. And she actually catches Freddy on fire. There's something really scary about him running around the house on fire, chasing her ass after he's already been caught on fire before. And it was effective too.
Dude, very awesome, man. What was your number 5, or was that just an honorable mention?
No, that was my number 5.
No, number 5. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I heard you said 2 movies, so definitely want to make sure on that. So my first, I got a couple honorable mentions, but I'll definitely want to throw out these 2 honorable mentions. The first one is from the Triangle in Flames, and what I mean by that is freaking Midsommar, the big fire at the end of the movie. Definitely a beautifully shot scene. So beautiful, dude. And plus, just the significance behind that scene too is stunning. Great writing from Ari Aster, or whoever wrote it. I'm pretty sure it's Ari Aster. And then the other honorable mention, let's go back to 1973, man, of The Wicker Man, with the freaking final sacrifice at the end, man. Kind of like the Trojan's horse. That guy gets trapped in there and they set it on fire. Like, definitely an iconic scene in the horror genre. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. And speaking of freaking fire, welcome back, Fauci. How are you doing, bud?
You said fire. He came running, man. You said fire. He came running. He's the man, man.
Dude, it's always fire and Howling H2O. That's how you summon Matt Fauci on any channel.
Yeah, maybe even Halloween Ends could do it.
Oh my god, we are not getting into that. Matt knows. So all right. My number 5, we're gonna go with the real fire truck, Brad. And do you know what I mean by the real fire truck? You'll remember this as soon as I mention the movie. Strangers Pray at Night.
Oh, get out of here.
Remember the fire truck? Man, but dude, that's seriously for the fire scene where the truck is on fire with the man behind the mask. Or the man behind the mask. The man in the mask driving that truck while it's freaking on fire. Obviously, a shout out to, I know what a lot of people's number 1 is in the chat, possibly. Definitely a homage to that. And just to see our main character running away from that fire truck, like, just a beautiful scene to watch. So definitely my number 5 is the truck on fire from Strangers Pray at Night.
Yeah, dude. Number 4 for me, you just meant The Wicker Man, and you could lump Midsommar into this as well because they're very similar scenes. But The Wicker Man, there's something about being in the top of that tower and the tower being set on fire, and you're just up there. There's nothing you can do about it. You know it's coming. You know you're about to get burned alive. It's slowly coming up your way, and you're just saying I'm fucked, and you have to sit there and think about that. Not a good situation to be in. It's very effective. And yeah, I mean, there's something raw about it that I just it makes my skin kind of curl a little bit. It just makes me, uncomfortable. I don't like it. So yeah, it's definitely one of the most effective fire scenes that we've had in the industry.
Well, it's just the build to the main character really trying to help these people, and it's just all of a sudden at the end of it, like those people really betrayed him. So
Yeah.
that's why it kind of makes you feel all like disgusting with it, just because you're like, how dare these freaking people? They're sick minded hell beings. I just made up a word. So we've been talking for a while, so I'm just making up words now. So my number four, I have a note on here called Laurie Started the Fire. So it's kind of a combination of two movies because, again, they're all technically take place at the same night. So my number four is Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills with Laurie's house going up ablaze with that fire scene. Not only for Laurie starting the fire, where I realized it was a whole big death trap, a flaming death trap, just the cinematography of it looks really outstanding, especially with Halloween Kills. They elevated it where Michael comes out of that flaming house. Absolutely one of my all-time favorite shots of Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise. So definitely Laurie started the fire at my number four.
Yeah, number three, I saw some people mention it earlier, is Carrie. The end scene there at prom after
Great
the
pick.
yeah, dude, it's fucking epic, man. The way, this little innocent lady that's just been so, they've been picking on her the whole movie. And at the end of the day, they were the instrument of their own demise. And she calmly walks out of that school as it's on fire, and she just fucking murked everybody. It's iconic, man. And for being in the 70s, it's really well done as well.
Hell yeah, man. So that was, let's see, that was your number fear.
That was my number three, actually.
That was your number three. Okay, my bad, man. Dude, again, I am just out of it, man. So my number three, I put a note on here calling we're going to frick it to a camp and we're going to be roasting campers, man. So my number three is the opening scene of the Friday the 13th remake where freaking Jason Voorhees is freaking roasting that beautiful girl over the fireplace. Definitely
Oh, that's a good one, dude.
Dude, it's one of the most creative kills, not only for the Friday the 13th franchise, but definitely throughout all of horror when it comes in terms of killing somebody with fire. Definitely so damn unique because it was just slowly killing her, like the overheat exhaustion and then the actual flames burning her to a crisp, especially where the bat gave in and her dead body fell into the fire pit. Like, holy shit, man. Absolutely awesome. So my number three is roasting camper, man.
I didn't even think about that, man. That's sexy, man. Number two for me is actually Halloween 2. This is my favorite of the two Halloween fire scenes. It's, at the end when Dr. Loomis explodes the hospital and then Michael comes walking out after Laurie. It's one of the best scenes of fucking, lighting an actual human being on fire, a fire walk, if you will, that I've ever seen. It's outstanding. I mean, obviously you can tell he's wearing a fire suit and all that stuff. That's fine. I don't give a shit. But it's so effective with the way that let's see what's going on here. Are we still here? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we good.
Okay,
Yeah, you good
cool.
on my end.
My screen fell asleep. So it's just it's so effective and well done, and that just the whole idea of Michael still coming after Laurie even after getting exploded is cool too. But just visually, it's outstanding.
Dude, very great scene. So let me go ahead and just rewind that back and let's freaking replay this same scenario. But my number two, Brad, is it's time, Michael. That's the note I have. It's the freaking the Halloween 2 fire, the explosion in the hospital. So you perfectly already said it, so I won't go into much detail further with that. I just remember it like, damn, Michael gets shot, he gets stabbed, or he gets shot in the eyes, he gets all this punishment, and a fiery explosion still doesn't stop this SOB. Like, gotta give major props for that. And plus, the fire in it looks so awesome too. So number two is It's Time, Michael from Halloween 2.
He keeps moving forward, man. He keeps taking those punches.
Yeah, before you get to number one, I want to mention some of these scenes right here. The Nightmare on Elm Street 2 pool scene where the pool gets set ablaze. Like,
Fantastic.
that's a great one. Dude, actually, Holly, I should put that in my top five because I love that where Freddy's there going, "You are all my children now." Like, excellent. And then Joyce and Saw 3D, that one's a fire scene. No pun intended.
Yep, that scene that's a good one, Chris. I like that.
And an underrated scene too is the beginning of the burning, where freaking Crosby getting a crispy chicken fried motherfucker too.
What about another Michael instance when, like you said, Busta
Yeah.
Rhymes kicks him into the fucking
Trick or treat, motherfucker. And
yeah, dude.
Heather also mentions the fire apartment, the fire scene in Final Destination 2.
That's a good one too, man. Fire scenes
Mhm.
were actually kind of much easier to come by than snow scenes, so
Yeah,
there's a
and
lot of them out there.
underrated too. I want to mention this high honorable mention too is freaking Firestarter, the original from the 80s with Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore playing that main character that has the fire abilities. And definitely how they freaking did the practical effects of the fire and all that is stunning. So definitely want to mention that as an honorable mention too.
Yeah, hell yeah. And Heather's coming in with a dog pissing fire.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And Chris, god dang, this is a
Well,
great
man,
idea.
okay. Sorry, get that one. I want to get Rosie's because Rosie
I
is
was gonna say
absolutely
Chris
right.
has when they're all strapped down in the chairs by
Yes.
Sheriff Wyatt Heidel. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Sheriff John Quincy Whitell, whatever his name was. He gets them all strapped in the chairs. He's stapling pictures and shit on them. He catches the house on fire, and they're all that's a good one. Although it's CGI as shit, so that's probably
I know, but still, fire is fire, though, and it was a fire scene.
It was cool though. It was still cool.
But then, I mean, Rosie's right, though. Heather with the freaking dog fire pissing, mic drop. Like, we can't overtop that.
Yeah, that's true. Oh shit, dude, Tom, man.
Yes, freaking passing the torch, man.
Yeah, fucking Amber and Scream 2022, dude. That was a good one, man. There's so many good fire scenes, man.
Oh, and Tom, I like your picture, by the way, too. I just realized you're with Daniel Harris, so badass,
hell yeah,
man.
dude. Hell yeah.
And Lamontre, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Man, you just made it. We're about to get to our main event ranking for the RankAthon here in a little bit. And also, Lamontre, check your Patreon message because we saw something with Patreon, and I want to make sure it got brought to your attention. So when you can, check your message.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So because I want to make sure he gets entered the sweepstakes of this badass T-shirt. So I just want to make sure he doesn't miss out on it. So, all right. Are we ready for number one?
Yes.
All right, let's do number one, man. Number one, someone mentioned it. A couple of people mentioned it already. It's definitely one of my most beautiful shots in horror movie history. It's the freaking flaming car, man. Christine, when the car gets set on fire and it still freaking drives. Like, dude, that scene is absolutely beautiful, man, and especially with just the practical effects of it. I don't know how they freaking managed to pull all that off, man. It's beautiful to watch every single time. This really after tonight, I might put on Christine just because there was a lot of Christine talk tonight, man. So definitely my number one is when Christine gets set ablaze.
Yes. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that. Number one for me, man, it's kind of a newcomer. But I got to say, this has been one of the most effective horror scenes that I've experienced. And that's the one from Hereditary where the husband just engulfs in fucking flames right in front of it's one of the most beautiful shots, though, but it's also so horrifying. You've seen the picture 100 times. Mm-hmm. Like, if you see any kind of horror thread or anything like that, you got Toni Collette on one side. She's freaking out. Her husband's fucking on fire over here on the right. Real fire. It looks beautiful. It's a wide shot. It's so good, but just a fucking terror in that scene. Just again, Toni Collette selling the shit out of it too. Seeing her husband just fucking engulf in flames right in front of her was pretty fucking intense. So yeah, that's a good one, dude. Out of nowhere, I just thought of that one from Midnight Mass, though. You remember on the boat? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
that was a fucking good scene too,
dude. But that was a holy shit moment all itself. Which, if you've not seen Midnight Mass, guys, what are you doing? Stop watching those and watch Midnight Mass. I'm just kidding. We're about to enter the main event. After that, then you could go watch Midnight Mass. Easy watch, takes the day.
But yes, Hereditary for me. It was just effective, man. It's effective. The way that they shot it, everything. It's scary.
Oh, hell, dude. Gabe freaking reading Christine right now. Yeah, definitely. I heard the book was really good.
I bet it is.
So, all right. That is our fire scenes. And that was actually a real fire topic of banger, man. So, Brad, great job coming up with bangers, man. but we definitely need to get into the main event. So if you've stayed with us at the beginning, here we are, main event time. This is going to be a big one, and this is suggested by Raymond, man. So we appreciate him coming up with this great idea, and he came up with another one too, but we're saving it for the next Rankathon. So
Yes.
tonight's main event topic: which girl in a movie should have been the final girl in the actual movie. So we'll go ahead and go with kind of like our honorable mentions to kind of give you a taste of what we're going for, and then we'll get into our top five. So Brad, I think I went first, or yeah, I went first. So you get to start us off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with honorable mention. Oh man, what the fuck am I doing down here? Yeah, let me get Jenna from Friday 13th remake. She was really solid, as well as Rachel, obviously from Halloween 5. But I'll kick
Okay.
things off with number 5 with Chrissy from Texas Chainsaw, the beginning, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. Obviously, there were no survivors in that movie because it was a prequel. But I actually like Chrissy quite a bit, and she made it to the end. I think she should have survived. Although, again, it wouldn't have made sense if she did. But she actually had she would have been a good caliber final girl, I believe.
Yeah, I said this in the chat last night on Fauci's channel as they were talking about the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I definitely said Jordana Brewster over Jessica Biel for
Yes.
Chrissy's character. So
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm glad you picked it. Chris got freaking excited too because he
Chris is
brought
really
it
going
up
to
in
get
the
excited
chat
for my
last
next
night.
one.
Yeah, man. So great pick on that. And Jamie Hart, how are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. And has she put 63 want to get this comment saying, I have enjoyed this. I was worried that I was too old to be up with what you are talking about, but you blended in classic movies with the new and reaching to the not always talked about. Thank you. And you know what? Thank you all because you all brought up some amazing answers as well in the chat. So Brad came up with this whole idea of a rankathon, and I will guarantee you right now, more rankathons are coming.
It's fun, man. We like it. We like it. We
Yeah,
like to rank
we
things.
just love doing ranking stuff all the time, but definitely want to save our best rankings for like the pre-recorded videos and all that. So all right, my first honorable mention, Brad, it was your number 5 actually for my honorable mention of Chrissy from Texas Chainsaw at the beginning.
Fuck yeah.
But the reason she is an honorable mention is because unfortunately she didn't make it at the end. But if I had to change the script, I would easily kept her alive because of how written her character was in it. And plus, she got to be a badass in the movie too, unlike Jessica Biel's character from the first one, because she made complete dumb decisions. So definitely Chrissy is an honorable mention, man. But my number 5 is going to be Brenda from the original Friday the 13th. The one that was in the gown, checking out the sound of the help me.
Yeah.
Definitely her because I think she had a great personality to her, and I wish they explored it more. And she would easily been better than Alice. Pretty much anybody in that movie could be better than Alice. Hell, even Rennie from Part 8 is better than Alice. Okay, I was overstretching on that one.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I apologize. I don't want to lose people here. So my number 5 is Brenda from the original.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Chris, you're really gonna like this one. I think. At least I hope you do.
I swear to
This
God, if it's my next one, I'm going to hurt you.
This one's for you, my man. Detective Carey, man. Saw 3. Saw 3. Don't leave, Brett, man. Fuck, man. I'm sorry. I didn't think you were even a Saw fan that much. Damn.
Wait, did you say the detective?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm so fucking out here.
Well, damn, man. That sucks, man. She was great. She gets introduced in Saw 2. She gets introduced even more so in Saw 3 at the beginning. She's like the one that's going to be like, fuck. Like, she's the one that you're thinking is going to be the main character of this movie. And she gets the shit end of that stick real early in that movie. Now, granted, the trap is badass as a motherfucker, isn't it, Brett? It's a badass trap. The acid one with the fucking where she's got to reach in the thing and get the key to unlock herself and open that. But dude, she could have carried several movies, man. She could have carried several movies.
Easily. So that was my damn number 4 as well. It was the detective chick from Saw 3, just because of the trap. First off, the cinematography wise, that's my favorite trap of all time, cinematography wise. With the way the light shines down, the rib cage opens up, and all that is
Yeah.
great. And plus, like you said, she was a very good character that you actually wanted to support and cheer on, and she could have easily carried on with the franchise. Because I felt like that's what the franchise was missing at a point, was a main character for us to get behind and to support throughout the franchise. And she would have been the perfect one for that, to play the daily games of Jiggity Saw. So my number 4 is the detective lady. Thank
That's a
goodness,
good
you
point.
son of
Yes,
a
that
bitch.
she
I
actually
was so
was like a
excited.
and she was like a rare phenomenon in that franchise. She was a good person. You know,
Mhm.
she didn't really do anything to deserve to be in that trap to begin with. And so, yeah, she could have absolutely carried the torch through several movies of being a protagonist. That could have carried things forward. So, yeah, I really and yes, Chris, I'm sorry, she was introduced briefly in Soul One. I always forget about that.
Correct.
There when they're doing the pin light things, but yeah, she was she was great. She could have actually she could have made that franchise something. I love it, but she could have elevated it to the next level.
Plus,
So
that's what the franchise was missing too. Like that could have put the Saw franchise even further up, like for greatest horror franchise of all time. Definitely money wise, it was the most successful, one of the more successful ones. But I feel like if it was missing that one character, you could really cheer on throughout multiple movies, and she would have been the one.
yeah, because even like like Dr. Gordon's still kind of an asshole in the first
Hmm.
movie. The second movie, Detective Matthews, he's still kind of an asshole. He's framing people for shit. Although I always like Detective Matthews, Donnie Wahlberg. The third movie, you got Jeff. Jeff's just weird. And then the fourth one, Riggs is good, but you just get introduced to him in 4, and he doesn't last beyond that. And then after that, Strom, I really like Strom, but
Hmm.
there really wasn't anybody solid to lean into throughout several movies that was actually a good, solid person that wasn't a dick. So,
Right.
yeah, she would have been good. Okay, number 3 for me, Clear Rivers, Final Destination 2. She
Okay.
got a cheap ass death. Obviously, she returned from the first movie. She should have definitely survived the second one. I don't like the way that they did her off, because once they did, like, I didn't care what was going on in the ambulance and shit in the water. I was like, this is the connection to the first movie is clear. Weird name, sure, but she's good. She's very solid. And I think she should have survived the movie.
And I just thought of 2 topics for the next one, so write these down real quick. Horror food scenes.
Yes, yes, yes. I like that.
I like that one. And then the other one, since we're doing should have been final girls, should have been final guys,
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's do
because
that.
there's good guy characters out there. I know you do, Trent, at your number 1, you sly dog you.
Fuck yeah, I would.
Um, so, all right, man. This would right here will be most people's number 1, or most people's number 1 in my opinion. And definitely would have been with me, but the 2 people I have in front of this one are definitely more personal taste with me, or just personal choices for me. But my number 3 is Helen Shivers from I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's Sarah Michelle Gellar's character.
That's a good
Uh,
pick.
yeah, I think because a lot of people like her a hell of a lot better than Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, just because all she does is just looks pale as all get out, while Helen is just beautiful, and she actually like learns her lessons and tries to move on with her life and try to do better for herself. And definitely, we get one of the greatest chasings in horror genre history between her and Ben Willis, with that freaking long chasing is phenomenal. And plus that freaking green prom dress too. She's beautiful, man. So my number 3 is Helen from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
That's a good point, man. I like that. Number 2 for me is also probably a lot of people's number 1. It's going to be Chris from Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. I thought the movie's dog shit, but I really liked her. I think that if she were to be the final girl in the movie instead of Rooney Mara, it would have changed the movie drastically. I don't know.
Mhm.
There's still a lot of problems with it, but still, that would have been a huge improvement that would have actually made the movie at least watchable for me. But she is not. So yeah, but yeah, she was great. I really liked her character in the movie.
Dude, very great pick, and I've been seeing Chris picking that pick throughout the entire night. Ooh, Holly, yes. Uh, Write that down.
You just made the list.
Yeah. Because that'll be next month. Hell, we might be doing another Rankathon next month too. So
Fuck it, let's do it. Hell yeah.
yeah. So great pick, Holly. So excellent freaking pick on that. So let's see here. Let's see. Wait a minute. I'm not at number 2, am I?
Yeah, I just did
Because
number
I did
2.
Helen and you just did. Oh, you did number 2. Okay, great. My number 2 is Annie from the original Friday the 13th. Yeah, and write that down too,
I
Brad.
got you. Yeah, underrated horror villains. Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. The ideas are coming out now. I love you guys. Friggin' again, tell them we'll give you the credit and everything. Yeah, Brad, make sure you write down the ones who are
Oh yeah, that's a
suggesting the
good.
ideas
Yeah,
too.
yeah, that's a good point.
And if you need help, I'll rewatch the stream and figure it out for you too. So let's see here. Yeah, my number 2 is Annie from the original Friday the 13th. Because again, any female in the original Friday the 13th works better than Alice. Even the girl at the opening scene of the movie is better than Alice. And I don't even know her freaking character. That's how much I want to do that. So yeah, definitely Annie. Who was supposed to be the cook. Just we see like her petting the dog. It's something like a likable character, man, and someone you really wanted to cheer for and support. And hopefully she makes it out alive, man. It's just sad that she gets killed in the middle of the woods by Pamela Voorhees with the awesome knife to the throat scene where she has to pull down. So when she does have to go out, she goes out in a good way. Definitely one of the more popular kills in the franchise. So my number 2 is Annie from the original Friday the 13th. And yeah, Brad, definitely get those 2 from Gory Tiger and Rosie too.
I'll write them down. Although I can safely say I don't know any animated deaths.
Yeah, but we'll definitely research
other than Nightmare 5.
Yeah, but we'll definitely good one on that one. And damn, there you go. Come up with the ideas, guys. Top 5 Tom Savini kills. That's one of the coolest ideas I heard of throughout the whole night. So damn good one, Tom. Because I love Tom Savini. He's the GOAT in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So alrighty. So Brad, we are ready to go freaking number 1s here once you get all those written down.
Number 1 for me is Liv Tyler from The Strangers. Now,
wait a minute, I thought she lived.
I don't think she's going to survive.
I guess open-ended. Okay, I can count that.
She jumped up at the end, and gave us all a jump scare, but she was kind of fucked. It's bleak for her at best. But also, she didn't do final girl things. She didn't kill anybody. The Stranger's still out there. I think it would have been cool if she did kind of ultimately win that, but it also kind of, it adds to the movie the fact of how dark it is, with the fact that they both lost at the end. But I liked her character in the movie, man. I thought she was good. It was cool seeing her in a horror movie. Good actress, of course. So that would have been cool to see, and to put her on that list of final girls for sure.
Dude, that's such a damn good one. I wish I kind of had to do my list over again. Because that was such a good damn pick. Because the article I read, actually the 2 more popular names that I freaking saw, which Jamie brought up one of them, was Parker Posey's character from Scream 3. Because I thought that was an excellent pick as well. And one of the ever picks that surprised me with how popular it was is the freaking Sydney's friend in Scream 2. Where they did the cop car thing and it was her friend. Because I'll admit, but she was a really damn good friend in that movie and she didn't deserve to get killed off, in my opinion. But in Scream, and she was close to Sydney, so she had to. But yeah, I would have been okay with her living and all that. So those were the 2 definite ones, and Parker Posey definitely.
Yeah, and I think Scream has done a fantastic job, and that would be a good ranking too. I'll put it on the list. Is franchises with the best characters. Scream has given us time and time again, every movie, fantastic characters.
That's a main event topic right there.
Oh fuck yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a main event topic. But Scream has given us so many good characters, and in every movie they introduce new ones, and they continue to do that even with 5 and 6. It's really impressive.
Dude, I'll even be honest with you. You might need to save that for the pre-recorded one.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. And did you get Butter Cookie's mention?
Butter Cookie.
Got you right there.
Werewolf transformation. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a very good one because we have so many of those. So
yeah,
even though number 1's obvious, but definitely to cover the other ones, it'd be a good one.
Yeah.
And as I'm going over my number one, get Rosie's over one here of top 5 horror pets. Another freaking excellent one.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, all right, my number one. Chris Snyder's been saying it throughout the entire night, and Brad already mentioned with his. It's definitely Chris, Katie Cassidy's character from the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Because dead gummit, I am so sick and tired of Katie Cassidy getting such good roles in horror movies that she fucking dies off. Like, are you freaking kidding me? This could have been the one movie she could have led it for the majority of the part, even though she kind of she led it for the Black Christmas 2006 movie. So I give her props. At least she got one movie under her belt and all that. But definitely Chris, anyone but Nancy. Kind of like the same thing with Alice in the original one. Anyone but Nancy in the remake one, because God, talking about just not wanting to be there, it's just there for the paycheck. And Katie Cassidy just brought it with her character to the absolute best of her ability too. And plus, of course, there's the whole cliche of sex appeals wins tickets and all that for the male audience, and they missed the mark on this one. They definitely got them to the theater, but once they realized like, oh, she gets got, they quit paying attention to it, and just walk out the theater. Nobody wants that. So, and also came up with the idea for a fun like fan film is if like all these diehard horror fans have a time machine and they could go back and change one thing in horror movie history. My idea, if I were one of the characters, is to switch that outcome from the remake. That all the reasons I said. So my number one is Chris from a Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Hell yeah, dude. Good pick. Good pick. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. So guys, that is for our should have been final girl. So Raymond, thank you so much for a badass main event topic.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll write that down as well. Horror, most random lines in a horror movie.
That's a good one. That's funny.
Random. I like a good funny ones too.
Yeah, like make them funny, make them outrageous too. So
like smelly horror villains. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hats.
Oh, sorry. Get it right there. Finish it off. So yeah, guys, that is our first ever horror rankathon. I can go ahead and tell you that was a major success, and everyone in the chat, you all were so much fun with your all's conversations with yourselves, bringing up good topic ideas, and more importantly, tell us how bad our lists are, because you all bring up so many great freaking like picks in the rankings and all that too. And of course, Holly, that's definitely the more number one. It's
peanut butter on my penis. That's a good, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and thank you, Gabe. This was fun, absolutely, man. Again, all credit goes to my buddy Brad over here for thinking of this amazing idea. Definitely something we're going to be doing more of, I would think, just because with how much you guys are having fun. So, guys, what do you think of the first ever horror rankathon? Did you have a great time? Do you agree with our list? What is your list for all the great topics we did? Make sure to mention all of it in the comment section down below. And Brad, before you tell us social medias, is there anything else we need to address?
No,
I think going around the 2 hour mark, so I want to make sure
I think next Monday, just Monday, right, for Friday 13th, or is it Tuesday? I can't remember.
Nope,
it's early in the week.
Monday, I got you right there.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's gonna be fun, man. Victoria's gonna be with us, and we're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Gabe in the chat too. Both Gabe and Tony will be joining us for Jason X once we get to that movie as well.
Yeah, I can't wait for that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I'll share this real funny to end things out real quick. I'm in that kind of mood right now. So this is from 80s Forever Endeavor. I lost my pizza cutter, so I used the Bryan Adams CD. It cuts like a knife. Yeah, because those DVDs, sometimes they can be sharp enough where you can cut a pizza.
Oh, nice.
Man. So I wanted to bring that up. So there's that. And also we got a fun, oh my God. Why don't you blow me, Chief? You Bubba G, you bastard. But no, that's all I have. If Brad, where can they find us just in case?
Hey, you can find us down in the description down below. All those links to our socials are down there. That's where we usually post stuff like this. The horror rankathon's coming up. We posted for ideas for the show. So if you want to contribute there, you can find us on those social media pages for sure.
And
Patreon's down there as well.
absolutely. And we're going to give like until like the afternoon of tomorrow if you want to sign up for tier 3 of Patreon, so you get a chance to win this amazing second edition of Good Will Hunting t-shirt with the new logo on there, extra large. So if you're interested in that, because I'll plan on spinning the wheel in the afternoon tomorrow, and then we'll freaking figure out who the lucky person is.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Epic.
Yeah, just like this night's been epic. And we're also starting to come up with awesome. Brad, should I talk about a little tourney, or should we just wait a little bit longer?
Yeah, I mean, why don't you tease it a little bit?
Tease it? Okay. Tease it. We had so much fun with the real March Madness tournament, and we didn't really want to wait until the Fright Fight 2, which we got an amazing topic for Fright Fight 2 for this coming year for Good Will Hunting of 2023. So we didn't want to wait that long. So we're planning another tournament. I want to say maybe at this time we're looking at maybe doing it in July, but we'll let y'all know for sure. But we definitely got another tournament brewing, man, and it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Really excited about that.
Oh, yeah, super freaking excited. So until then, guys, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Thank you all so much for being awesome, and we will see you all Monday for the next live stream. Yeah.